Hi there, it's Andy from Email Love. Today we will be recreating one of my favorite emails from the car manufacturer Rivian. You can see the email here. This is just a screenshot of what it looks like. Starting at the top, this is actually one big hero image followed by some HTML text. We have some pricing tables here, some buttons, and then a footer with a large amount of T's and C's. So let's get started. The first thing we will do is create a frame for our email just by clicking on the little plus icon. And I will give it a new name. And so as I mentioned, the hero section at the top here, this is an image. And so I'm going to add the image component. And then I'm going to update that image. Okay, looking good. Okay, let's just zoom in here. So we need a black section with some white text, and so I'm going to add a text block. We'll use Figma's typography section here just to update the look and feel of the text. I think the font is a little bit bigger. We actually have some padding on this text block, so I'm going to remove the 18 pixels of padding at the top here down to 0, and then I'm going to select the wrapper, and I'm going to change the color to black and update the color of the text to white. Okay, looking pretty good. Moving down here, we then have a headline section. I think there's a little bit more padding on this. So again, padding is typically added to the column. So I'm going to select MJ column. I'm going to increase the padding and then update the text. Again, you can add padding to the actual text frame itself as well. So I'm going to add 20 pixels. That looks pretty good. Okay, then we have two image sections here, or these tables which contain the pricing are actually two images. And so I'm actually going to jump over to our ultimate design system because I have a 2-column image section that will work well. I can simply drag the wrapper into the email, and then I can update the images. One thing I'm going to do is just make sure these are centered. I'm also going to just check the mobile styles. So right now we want these sections to align, be center aligned on mobile. So I'm going to increase the padding to 22 because right now the padding is a little bit off for the desktop version. Okay. The other thing I can do is I can select a wrapper, and then I can just I can copy and paste any wrappers in here and move them down. So let's update the text. And let's just preview this on within the plugin just to make sure it's rendering correctly. So this is the desktop version. This looks pretty nice. And let's check it out on mobile. Excellent. Okay, then we have a text block here. Followed by this gray section. So this is like a gray inner table with rounded corners. We do have one of those in our design system. I'm actually going to use this component here, and I'm just going to modify it. It looks a little bit too much. Let's reduce that padding. And this line height looks a little bit too much as well. Okay. Then we need 2 buttons. So here's a good example of that. By the way, to add links to your buttons, you simply select the button frame and then click on Properties, and then you can add your button URLs in the plugin. Okay, and then the last section is this one down here. This is actually an image, but what we can do is we can actually improve it with the plugin by recreating it with HTML. And I have a section that's similar. So I think this section, this component here, would be a good fit. We can use the Figma auto layout section here to center align this button. And then we'll actually need to slice this image, or crop this image, because this is what it looks like in the actual email. And so I can go to the image and I can say, let's crop it. Let's just remove that bottom section. And then let's export it and re-add it. Okay, we're almost finished here. And then to finish up, let's just add our terms and conditions. So we have a very big line of text here. Okay, let's have a look at this in the preview. Okay, looking good on desktop. Let's take a look in dark mode. So dark mode, it will change, will basically invert colors. These pricing tables actually look really good in dark mode. They've made them transparent, so you can see the lines there. This black button, or was it black, or yeah, it's a black button. These black buttons kind of disappear a little bit. Might want to change the color of those just to optimize that for dark mode. But otherwise, this is looking pretty good in dark mode. Let's check it on mobile. Okay, so this looks a little bit off. let's take a look at what's happening there. I suspect there is some mobile styling being applied. So what we can do is we can select probably the column has probably got some. Okay, so you can see here the column of this image has mobile specific padding. We can just turn that off because we don't actually want padding on the image. Let's see if that fixed it. There we go. Beautiful. Looks really good. Once we're happy with it, we can click export. We can send ourselves a test message. Let's do that directly from here. Let's see how it looks in our inbox. So this is going to convert all of these layers and frames into email-friendly, accessible, responsive email HTML using Mailjet markup language. And let me see if I've received the test. Okay, so here is the test message. Looks great. Let's just see if it's responsive. You can see here, even in Gmail, it does respond. It's going to look good on a mobile device. And because we're using a trusted email framework like MJML, it's also going to look good in Outlook, Yahoo, AOL, and all those smaller, less popular email clients that you may not want to spend time optimizing for, but is still important. And so that's pretty much the demo. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know which email I should build next using the plugin. Thanks.